If you're over 35 and struggling to tone up, lose fat, and feel energized again, this one nutrient might be the reason why. And I'm sure you're not getting enough of it. So you've been working out, eating clean, doing all the things you feel like you should be doing, but your energy's still tanking, your muscles aren't showing up like you want them to, you don't feel like you're getting stronger. Sis, you're probably not getting enough protein. Hey fitness besties, so I'm Jamie Alexander. I'm a certified online fitness trainer, founder of the Elite Transformation Accountability Program. And today we're diving into one of the biggest missing pieces in women's health and fitness, especially as we age: protein. So why does protein matter more with age? I'm glad you asked. I feel like I'm in your brain. So it's a process called sarcopenia. So after the age of 30, we naturally start losing muscle mass. So I want you to remember this: without enough protein and strength training, that's the key. So protein and strength training, you lose more and more muscle every single decade. So that's why you may start feeling softer even if your weight hasn't changed. All right, so let's think about this. Less muscle equals a slower metabolism. A slower metabolism equals a harder time to lose weight. And less strength equals lower energy, a higher risk of injury, and you just being fatigued, you're just being tired. All right, so let's talk about the benefits of protein now beyond just muscle, because protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's some real benefits to it. So it controls your hunger and curbs cravings. It boosts fat loss by preserving your lean muscle. It improves your skin, nails, and hair. It balances your blood sugar, and it promotes your hormone health. All right, so we know, I've spoken about this in multiple videos, y'all, multiple videos. We know that most women are not eating enough. Okay, so I do these consultations where I literally speak to women like daily, just trying to get to know them, get to know their health journeys, where they are, and I ask them to tell me, walk me through a day of eating. And literally, I've had woman after woman tell me, sometimes, I get really busy because I work with busy, high-performing women. So, I get really busy, and sometimes I'm eating two meals a day. Sometimes I might eat one meal a day. So if we're not eating enough, then you know that we are seriously not eating enough protein. Now, the main one I hear all the time is, I just skip breakfast. Maybe I have a cup of coffee. Maybe I have a small Greek yogurt or maybe one egg. That is not enough protein. So I'll tell you what the goal of what your goal should be. But one of the easiest things to do is just to try to focus on getting at least 30 grams of protein per meal, right? So if you have 30 grams of protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's at least 90 grams of protein. Now, for your goals, it's going to be a lot more, but that's a great place to start. That's a really, really good place to start. The general rule of thumb is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal goal weight, your goal body weight. Okay, so for instance, if I say my goal weight, okay, is an example, I want to be 150 pounds. So I need to be eating 150 grams of protein. And there's different ways to get that in. If a great start is if you start by saying, I'm going to eat 30 grams of protein per meal, right? And then maybe you can do, and I always say, I really want you to get a real whole food source of protein. So if that's chicken, if you don't eat meat, maybe that's like quinoa, tofu. There's multiple ways to get it in. Or you can supplement if you're okay with supplementing. So maybe that's a protein shake. You can do pea protein. If you want to do animal, you can do pea protein, vegetable protein. There's different ways to get it in, or it's a protein bar. But really be cautious of how much protein you're getting. Okay, so let's talk about why you may still be struggling, okay? So first off, you might be skipping meals. And once again, that goes to not eating enough. So we don't want to skip meals. I know that you may be crazy busy, but this is why planning prior is super important. This is why I'm such a stickler for meal prep. Y'all know I talk about meal prep so much. It's because we're taking in account our nutrition. We're thinking about it. We're thinking about the week that we're going to have before that week comes. And if we know we're going to be out of the office, if we know we're going to be busy, we're going to have things in place to make sure we're able to properly nourish our bodies. Super, super, super important. Okay, so we talked about skipping meals. You may not be prioritizing protein first. Listen, even my kids know we want everything to have protein. They know, mommy, does they have protein in it? you want to prioritize protein first, okay? Super important. And I shared earlier that I want you to try to get at least 30 grams of protein per sitting, just to start with. That's the great way to start. You may be allowing low energy to allow you to overeat later. That's another way that you're setting yourself up for failure. And then lastly, you may be guessing instead of tracking, okay? I know tracking is tough, right? This is something that I work with my clients with on the Elite program. Sometimes, because we're really busy, now I will allow them to start with maybe a meal plan where I give them a shopping list and I just tell them exactly what to eat. Easy, right? That's a great way to start. But eventually, I teach them macros. Super important. Macros meaning they know how much protein they need each day. They know how much healthy fat, how many carbs they need in each sitting. I have an app where they actually are able to add their food to the app, which helps them to keep track. If you track it, you know what you're eating. There's no guessing. And that definitely sets you up for success. So here's the good news. When my clients start eating enough protein, the changes are incredible. We're talking more muscle tone, less bloating, higher energy, clearer skin, more confidence. They feel strong again. And this is why I just created, y'all, I'm so excited about this. It's called the Fuel, Lift, Thrive 14-Day Protein Challenge. It starts August 4th, and in 14 days, I'll help you learn how much protein your body needs, learn easy ways to hit your goal without feeling overwhelmed, improve your digestion, and then you're going to also have my app on your phone with workouts that you'll be able to follow. I'll show you how to do each movement. I'll tell you how many reps to do. I never tell you how much weight to lift because all of our bodies are different, but I'll be watching in the app as you complete the workouts to maximize your results. And finally, feel strong, healthy, and in control again. And guess what? Best part, it's only $47. So if you're ready to feel good in your body, click the link in the description and join us for Fuel, Lift, and Thrive before the doors close. So let's stop under eating, second guessing, and finally thrive. I'll see you on the inside.